Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, as you can tell by the title of this video, is my 5 studying tips and tricks. So it's that time of the year again when exams are fastly approaching us. We all should be starting to or currently already studying by the time that this video goes up. So these studying tips are ones that I take on board and that I use. They may not work for you with like a certain few of them. But that's okay because everyone is different, so I'm sure with this video there'll be at least one tip or trick that might help you or that you might not have thought about or considered before and how it like affected your mind and your studying and whatnot. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. So tip 1 is to use colour. For me, I find that whether I'm like writing things down in certain colours or if I've got a diagram and all the different facts are in different colours or the picture is coloured in, I find that it helps me to remember it a lot better. I know that for when I'm writing down things for English, I write the technique in a blue and then what it means in a red, and then like maybe the director's purpose if it's a film, or writer's purpose if it's poetry or like a novel, then I will write that in green just so that there's different things that I remember. When I'm in an exam and if I am trying to recall something and I've written down what I know off the bat, and then in my head I'm like, oh, there was something, like I've got the thing that was written in blue, I've got the thing that was written in red, but what was the thing written in green? So yeah, I feel like colour is a big one. Tip number 2 is blue pen is better than black. Now, this will depend on the type of person that you are, but personally I remember things a lot better when it's written in blue pen. Apparently like scientists did a study or something and found that people remember things easier when it's written in blue pen rather than black. I don't know what it is about blue pen, but it's just the colour. It might be that it's more bright. It might be the opposite. You might find that black pen is better than blue. Just switching up your pen colours. Just because my brain, I don't know what it is about it, but it responds better to blue pen. And if something's written in blue pen, I'm more likely to do it than if it's written in black pen. So tip number 3 is the importance of taking breaks. So taking breaks when you are studying is really important for your mind to be able to process the stuff that you've learnt. It's also important for you as a person and just like your mental health and stuff, because let's face it, if we were all studying for the whole entire day, our minds would go cray. We probably wouldn't even want to study if we were just going to be like, right, I'm going to spend 2 hours straight studying. I feel like even if you just study for half an hour and then take a 10-minute break and then study for like another 20 minutes and then stop that subject and then go on to another subject, then I just find that that works better than if you don't take any breaks at all. But again, it depends on the type of person that you are, because you might want to just study for like an hour for one subject and then take a short break and then study for another subject for an hour. I do think whether you study for an hour and then take a break and do another subject, or whether you study for one subject for half an hour, take a 10-minute break and then continue that subject for another 20 minutes and then leave it, I think that it's really important to take breaks. Tip number 4 is time management. I am really bad with leaving things to the last minute, but I can tell you when it comes to studying, if you leave all of your studying to the night before or even the morning of, you're not going to want to study. You're going to be stressing out and your brain is going to be stressed because you're trying to process too much information in a short amount of time. Your brain is going to feel a lot more happier if you've given yourself 2 weeks to study for subjects than 3 days before. You might study like way before like 2 weeks. That is completely fine, and especially if there is like lots of information that you have to remember as well, your brain is going to be able to process it better if you're constantly reviewing it for a long period of time. Like studying at the last minute, like, oh yeah, I'll remember that, and you never do. Making sure that you're being smart and being efficient with your time is so much easier for you as well, because you won't be stressed and you'll be able to go into that exam or that test, whether it's a test or an exam, you'll be able to go into it confident. So please don't leave things to the last minute. And I know that you may feel like, oh, my exam isn't until ages away, or oh, my test isn't until this etc. date. You never know what could happen before that. I mean, you know, something could happen and then you could be really upset, or with like a guy or a job, then you're going to stress out as well, because all this short amount of time that has now been limited because of something that's happened. I'm not saying to study months and months in advance, because I don't do that. No one does that. That's flippin' ridiculous. But just make sure that you give yourself maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. And I guess it depends on the amount of subjects that you have as well. With more subjects, you're going to need a bigger time frame to study, and with less subjects, there's going to be a short amount of time that you need to study. And my last tip number 5 is personal health is very, very important. So when it comes to exams or tests, everything that you do leading up to those exams or tests will affect your mind, affect your focusing, and affect your ability to study, and also will affect your performance in the overall test or exam that you're sitting. So make sure that you are sleeping right, so that you're getting enough sleep, that you're turning off your phone or your laptop, or you're getting off your computer, or you're not watching TV. Like, I think it's an hour, I'm not 100% sure, but like a good amount of time before you go to sleep, so that you actually get enough sleep. If you do have trouble sleeping, then there are like various oils and methods that you can do to fall asleep easier. Just look them up online. You're not talking to people late into the night, because otherwise you're just going to be grumpy and irritable, and you're going to find studying the next day so hard because your brain's going to be too tired to focus. Making sure that you're exercising, and make sure that you are drinking enough water. So you should be having your 8 glasses a day. For me, I find that it's better if I'm drinking water rather than like an LMP or a Sprite or something like that. So when you're studying, I know that you may feel like you need the energy from, say, a V to get through your studying, but I think that if you can get your sugars from like other foods and stuff, then don't drink a whole lot of sugar, because that's going to make you crash so much more quickly, and also your mind is just going to be so much healthier if you're drinking water rather than like a fizzy drink, and also because you're just going to feel better. And on the note of drinking the right amount of water, you also want to make sure that you are eating the right foods. So lots of healthy foods and lots of foods with energy. Again, you can look these up online, but yeah, just make sure that you are eating healthy. You can obviously have like the chocolate bars and stuff in moderation, and I find that if you do study as like a reward for doing a certain amount of study, I find that your focusing is better when you are eating the right foods. But yeah, I do not think that people understand how much of a difference it can make if your personal health is right. So with sleeping right, exercising, drinking enough water, and being healthier when it comes to studying, and even in general. So there we go, guys. Those are my 5 studying tips and tricks. I hope you guys did enjoy this video and that you found it helpful, and good luck to everyone that is doing NZQA exams or exams or tests overseas. Make sure that you do study, don't procrastinate. If you did like this video, then please make sure to give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you are new, then I just want to say hey and welcome to this channel, and I really hope you decide to stick around and join our family here on this channel. Please check out some of my social medias that I have listed in the description box below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! And first studying tip, technique for studying when that if you're having V. And speaking of all this drinking, I need a drink. Oh, my full drink bottle, my full ASB drink bottle. By the way, this isn't sponsored. Okay, those are my 5, that's 10. I can do better. Let's grab. Are you gonna come and sit with me? You won't see me again. Hey? Are you gonna come sit with me? Hello. Give me cuddles in a minute. Just let me do a thumbnail, okay?